This video is brought to you by Cool Green Clothing.
Cool Green, shorty. Got you, son. Appreciate the outfit, boss, man. I put this shit together. You hear me? Drip.
Yes, sir. You
Yes,
feel
sir,
me?
man.
Yeah.
Show you how to do it, man.
Shout out, man. Shout out to Cool Green, man. You feel me? Variety of stuff, man. You feel me? Good dude for real. You know what I mean? His design is impeccable, man. You know what I mean? It speaks for itself.
Cool Green selling. Cool Green is what's up. Baltimore people need to get on that. Cool Green.
Yeah,
All right?
man.
It's from an old head. Let you know.
How old you is, man?
57.
And
57.
And you know about the Cool Green, right?
I know about the Cool Green.
Man, this man 57 years old.
Cool
He know about the
Green.
Cool.
What is going on, YouTube fam? This your boy Tony 2Times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch the video to the end to hear the full story. Subscribe if you're new to the fam. Hit that notification bell for future uploads. Let's get right into it. In street politics, it has always been an eye for an eye. That leads to a never-ending cycle, with it being you take mine, I take yours, until we are all gone or end up with life in prison. And even being locked up, some people still take beefs from the streets into the jails. In some cities, getting back and being strong in the streets, not letting no one try you or your peoples, is just part of the culture. But in all reality, it all ends up pretty much the same. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we will be discussing the case of an alleged retaliation that ended in a shooting spree that left a few people wounded, one person gone, and another with life plus 52 years. According to sources, on the night of April 10th, 2019, when a man named Dante Patterson and a few friends, including Marcus Austin and De'Ara Baxter, were all chilling over east on North Chester Street, someone would slide through and shots would go off, striking Marcus and De'Ara, unfortunately leaving them both gone. When BPD got to the scene, they took note of a silver Q45 Infinity. On April 11th, the very next morning, after the double shooting over east, BPD detectives were alerted by shot spotter of multiple shots going off in the Mondawmin area. At 11:17 a.m., 4 shooting victims were found, but unfortunately, one man, LeVar Mullen, would not make it. The crime scene went from multiple blocks, but mainly the 2200 block of Ruskin Avenue. 9mm and 40 cal casings were recovered in all 18 bullets. During the investigation, a surveillance camera was located in the area, which captured footage from Orem Avenue. On the video, allegedly, a vehicle was parked on that block, with 4 individuals, all dressed in black, all hopped out and headed towards Ruskin Avenue, with a 5th person staying in the car as a driver. Then a short time later, the 4 people ran back to the whip. The car was a silver Q45 Infinity, just like the one from the crime scene over east. Allegedly, with the video, BPD put the license plate in the system and the vehicle came back registered to Dante. That night, a call came in from jail to the people over east. A relative of De'Ara was recorded on the call asking what happened to the 2 victims, then telling the person on the phone they gotta handle that ASAP, in which they replied, "We already did." A few days after that, daytime shooting over west, on April 17, 2019, at about 11:45 a.m., BPD located the Q45 in the 1900 block of North Chester Street, and Dante was sitting on the hood of the car. The whip was towed and pending a search and seizure warrant, but Dante allegedly waived his rights and gave a taped statement telling officers the 2 victims, Marcus and De'Ara, were his friends and the car was his. The crime lab alleged during the search of the car, a 40 cal bullet was found that matched the ones at the crime scene. Dante was charged with 2nd-degree murder, conspiracy, attempted 2nd-degree murder, and using a gun in a violent crime. He was eventually found guilty by a jury and sentenced to life plus 52 years. With evidence allegedly being cell phone records and a video recorded an hour before the shooting that showed Dante wearing the same clothes that was caught on surveillance over west. Also the tape confession. Rest in peace to Diara, Marcus, and Lavar. I send my prayers and condolences to the families. More of this story, I know the street code and politics call for retaliation, and that's what keeps genocides going on in our communities. I know it's hard losing someone in a violent way by the hands of others. I know the feeling, but emotional get back usually leaves more victims and more of us doing life in prison. The goal is to beat the streets and the system. If we fail, they win. But hey, that's the Baltimore way. Man, crazy story, you feel me? Rest in peace to all 3 people that lost their life. Like I said, I understand the feeling when you lose somebody and you feel like you gotta hop right on that. You gotta get some get back. You gotta retaliate. You don't wanna seem weak. You don't wanna let your loved ones down. You think about how would they feel if you don't do nothing. All that, emotions run high. And then a lot of times, people go do what they do, hit the wrong people, hit innocent people. That's usually how it go. And the beef really be petty sometimes at the end of the day. If you go back to where the beef start from, it be about something small. For the back and forth, 20, 30 people that lost their life. And the only people winning is the funeral home, the graveyard, the judge, the prison system. You feel me? People 19, 20 years old losing their life in the streets about something petty, you feel me? Something that ain't about nothing a lot of times. Sometimes it be serious, but even when it come down to that, I feel like some conversations can be had to maybe stop it from going as far, but people pride be in the way, and everybody feel like everybody else a snake. If you think I'm a snake and I think you a snake, it comes down to who gonna snake who first. That's what it come down to. And that leads to everybody trying to get each other, trying to knock each other off, get each other out the way. Whether it's over bread, whether it's over disrespect, whether it's over people having a few words. But then when you think about it, at the end of the day, ain't none of that really worth it. If people would just put their pride to the side and understand we all human, we sometimes gonna have to agree to disagree. People gonna have misunderstandings. You feel me? Things happen, especially if you in certain environments, everybody hot-headed, everybody got a temper, everybody got a blick, everybody waiting for the next person to try them. Then we already know how that's gonna go. You feel me? A lot of impulsive people, a lot of emotional things going on, a lot of emotional shooting. You feel me? All messed up, man. But rest in peace to the victims, man. I definitely send my prayers and condolences to the family. I appreciate you if you made it to the end of this video. Be sure to tap that like button, man. Leave your comments below. Follow me on Instagram at _Tony 2 times. Love y'all, fam. I'm out.